Formula.
Welcome to Formula Friday, your weekly Formula One show. I'm Nick. That's Lewis. I hope you like pasta and water because we got a lot, not a lot. We have some pasta and water news coming up. Lance Stroll made his GT3 debut, and there's some silly season shuffling happening already for some teams. But before we get to all of that, Lewis, how's your week been?
Week's been pretty good. I've been deep diving into synthesis, building fun stuff, coding, wiring. Bucket of red vines. There's no more red vines in it. It's just wires now, just loose wires.
Type of vine.
So this is a synth.
Oh.
It works.
Oh.
Yeah, it outputs audio and it connects via USB. It takes notes and it works. Here's a faceplate I'm working on, 3D printing. It's so cool, knobs and everything.
Very
It's
nice.
I'm super fascinated by it, and it's so much fun. And then realizing all the time and money I put into it, I could have bought a voltage controlled oscillator, which is what that is, cheaper. So that's fun. But hey, it's about the journey, not the destination.
It's always about the journey.
Yeah, that's been my week. How about you?
Lewis, I have discovered Car Mechanic Simulator 2021.
Ooh.
And when I say discovered, I mean I've known of its existence, but I never got the urge to play it until earlier, like over the weekend, this last weekend.
Okay.
And I said, screw it, I'll just buy it, whatever. That is the best $30 I've ever spent in my life. Like, it's by no means like I can't go out and fix like suspension problems now, but it's really fun in that all the things are in the right places, right? Like I've changed brake pads, calipers, rotors. Like I've done that level of stuff, oil, very simple spark plug type of stuff.
Yeah.
And everything there is how it's supposed to be, to get to the rotor, you got to get rid of the wheel and the hub and you have to get back there and like obviously you don't have to struggle with the torque wrench and figure all that out. It's just pressing a button and it unloosens for you. Occasionally you have to squirt some WD-40 on there.
Ooh.
But it is such a time sink. I played last night. I started around 8 p.m. and the next thing I knew, it was 2:30 in the morning, and I was in the middle of repairing a car. It's like I can't keep doing this. I have to go to bed. But I wasn't tired. I just wanted to keep working on cars. People would come in and it's like, "Oh, I just need an oil change," or "Hey, I'm getting some weird bumpiness when I drive. Hey, the car won't start." And you go through and you just pick it apart. And you can diagnose. The more you level up, the more you can get different coding tools and stuff to help you streamline the process. I uh I bought the Nissan DLC because I'm a Nissan fanboy, and somebody had brought in their Fairlady 240Z, and the system that this game uses, it's like a percentage. It's like, oh, this part is at 35% or 20% or
Yeah.
whatever. And this guy got me his Fairlady, and it doesn't always tell you. You don't always know what the problems are. It's just like sometimes very vague details, and you have to diagnose it yourself. So I go through and I start doing the quick like diagnosis option that you have, and it kept popping up with like 45%, 20% or 45%, 40%, 37%, like late 30%. And I started to go, oh no, because going through the suspension and the engine, I'm like, I'm gonna have to do a full rebuild on this guy's this this Nissan. What is happening? Then I got worried because like I wasn't gonna have money to start working on it. So I sold the car that my project car that I picked up at the junkyard in the game that I was building. It was a Honda, like an old Civic. I sold that to flip it to make money to start buying parts. I took the entire engine in that Sky or that Fairlady apart. Like I completely stripped it. I don't have the engine holder unlocked yet,
Okay.
the cherry picker, whatever you want to call it. So I was doing this just on the lift, going at the top, lifting, going at the bottom, going at the top, lifting, taking out the oil pan, loosening the piston rings, all of that by hand. And then I looked at it, and I'm like, there's no way, because this was a side quest, right? This wasn't a main like story car.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they're gonna make me do a full rebuild. Like, maybe it's different because it's a DLC, but this feels weird. And then I go and look, and then at the very top, I missed where it said you can keep parts over 35% wear.
Oh,
So I put the entire engine back together, and it ended up being a couple minor suspension problems. And because it was only a couple minor suspension problems, I got $135 for that.
nice. A full engine rebuild for $150.
By far, it wasn't even like an engine rebuild because I still didn't have enough money for the parts. I
Oh
just
yeah,
put all the old stuff back. I had a new fan and a couple new belts that I had
yeah.
bought before I realized what was going on. So that was cool. I'm it's like you said, it's super inefficient, but it's about the journey. And now I understand the mechanic of that game, learning the hard way, completely dismantling an engine. It was an overhead cam engine too. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
No, I don't know. I guess I really don't know much about Nissans.
Ah, I love it so much. I am definitely going to keep playing tonight after we're done. We're gonna get off of here. I'm gonna heat up some leftover wings, and then I'm gonna go back and my new project car is a BMW, and I almost ran out of money again. So I was going to the junkyard and flipping scrap parts and taking very small jobs to try to get my head back above water so I can continue restoring that BMW.
I mean, yeah, it's a very like it seems like one of those fun games. I've never played it. I've seen people play it, and those type of games are like really awesome to me. Like I always have a game I try to play before I go to bed. It's just something to unwind and like
Hmm.
play the Spire 2 has been that for me. It's just a roguelike game and it's fun and it's just yeah, I love those type of games.
Uh,
Very jealous. I wish I could find that again. I just haven't found one.
it's tickling a very specific part in my brain where it's like building with Legos, right? It's just the
Mm,
very formulaic dismantling, putting back together, restoring type of thing that I live for. And I love one of my favorite concepts just that exists is the idea of visual progression, right? You
yes.
start out with a crappy scrap heap that you picked up for 3K in a junkyard. And then even now, I have almost fully rebuilt the engine in that BMW, nothing else. And I've already tripled its price. If I
Nice.
wanted to flip it now, I'd make a profit. I don't want to, but I mean, if it comes to it, I might have to because I am poor a lot in that game, and I might not be quite ready to afford a full rebuild yet.
Yeah.
But maybe by the time I'm done with the game and have all the achievements, I'll be able to be an engineer on a Formula One team.
Ooh, maybe. Good transition.
And maybe I can go to McLaren because it seems like they are taking a lot of people, including Gian Piero
Lambiasi? GP.
Lambiase. GP, Max Verstappen's race engineer, is leaving Red Bull at the end of 2027 and joining McLaren in 2028. Lewis, your thoughts?
Uh I was dumbfounded by this. This was insane news because GP has been very adamant that he wants to work with Max for a while. Even when after Max won the championship for the first time, it was he said that I want let's keep doing this forever. Like we're gonna keep doing this. And I don't know. It's very is there more to come? Because it's weird how this news came out. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the news items up there, but yeah, no later than 2028 is the news. So that's
Hmm.
just it feels very. Is Max leaving? Because I think that's when the contract is up. So I had this theory. I put it on our Twitter feed. Okay,
Uh huh.
Ford is joining WEC, the World Endurance Championship, with their GTP category in 2027, I believe. So it gives them a year to work out the kinks. Max be done in F1 and goes to 2028. When GP leaves, he's already on the way out. Why not? You know, he wants to do Le Mans. Like that would be a perfect opportunity. He already has the partnership with Ford. Or, hear me out. There's
Hmm.
that option. Does Max follow him to McLaren? How would you feel about Max being a McLaren driver?
I can't picture it. I genuinely can't picture it. I I feel like this is a chicken or the egg situation either way, where either GP is leaving because he knows Max is on the way out, or Max is leaving because GP is on the way out. I don't I don't know which is which. I do feel like it's one of those two. I don't know it's one of those two. I have a feeling it's one of those two. And I Red Bull feels like it's in total, to go back to Car Mechanic Simulator, dismantle mode. It's like they're just dismantling this entire broken down engine. I don't know if they're gonna be able to rebuild it with brand new parts or if they're gonna. I don't know what's happening. It's crazy though that
Yeah.
GP is going to. He's been there for how long?
He's been there a while. Was he Seb's? I don't know. He's been there for a long time. I want to say since Max has been there, so that's what 2017.
Hmm.
He's been with the race engineer from 2010. He was a performance engineer from 2008. Seems like pretty much just Red Bull.
And um, now this next thing, we normally don't. Sorry, did you have anything else on this?
No, I just my big biggest thing is maybe he's going to WEC or Max is going to WEC because that's all. This is like I don't feel like GP would leave without Max already leaving. So that's my biggest takeaway.
It does feel like endurance is Max's next step. You know, he's been dipping his toes in, and it kind of seems like a foregone. I don't know, foregone conclusion. It feels like it's going to happen eventually. Whenever
Yeah,
he's done in Formula One, that's his next step. Now, this next thing, it's a rumor, and we normally don't like to talk about rumors because the rumors, and I genuinely only like to talk about things that are confirmed. But this is too insane to not talk about. There's a rumor going around that Ferrari is trying very, very hard to poach Andrea Stella from McLaren and is reportedly willing to offer a lot of money to do so. Basically, they want another Italian at the helm at Ferrari, and what better Italian than Andrea Stella, the man who has won McLaren 2 constructors championships in as many years.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like that's one of those things that like Max being on McLaren, where you said it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine Ferrari poaching him, but at the same time, it's Ferrari. Like everyone wants to work for Ferrari.
So, I mean, it makes sense why Ferrari wants another Italian there. Like Ferrari has always been and nationalistic isn't the right word because that feels extreme, but very proud of their culture. And it seems like, I mean, everybody's got a price, right? Like
Yeah,
everybody has a price. I don't think Andrea's particularly married to McLaren. You know, he's accomplished a lot and obviously he's really locked in there. But I mean, if you could not only work at Ferrari as an Italian, but do so with Lewis Hamilton at your disposal and
yeah.
Charles, that feels very enticing.
It really does, and I I don't know why would you say yes to it except for the opportunity to win it with Ferrari and like show that you can do it with other people, like to show
Mhm.
you can do it with other teams. Like other than that, I don't see why you would leave. But unless somebody else is, they already have someone else lined up to take a spot. I
Yeah.
can't think of a reason why.
We'll obviously keep an eye on it. I'm very interested to see how this shakes out. Whether it's just weird paddock rumors that won't amount to anything or it's the rumblings of something to come. I think it could be, I mean, it'll be massive. It will be massive.
It yeah. I have no other. I don't know. It's one of those things that I just can't believe it when it if it happens, I'll believe it, but I can't believe it until it happens.
Mhm. Another thing that I'm having a little hard time believing, Formula 2 team Van Amersfoort Racing and Otmar Snauzer. There's S's
Stafnauer?
and Z's, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure how to pronounce that.
Stafnauer or Otmar Stafnauer. Ah. Now you got me like worried about pronouncing it. He's from
Anyway,
Detroit. Yeah.
this F2 team is bidding to be the 12th team on the Formula 1 grid with potentially expanding to IndyCar. Lewis, would you like Formula 1 to add a 12th team so soon after adding an 11th team?
I don't see why not. I mean, what would be the downside, really?
Yeah.
I have no downsides about this. I mean, Opnar, he's had good I don't know about this. Good track record with team. He's not
Mhm.
horrible. He's not like a Gene Haas or something. Like Haas hasn't really done much, but he's been pretty good. I like him. I like Almar. I really do. It's weird. I really like him, but I don't know. I would be okay with it. I don't know. What about you?
I The only reason I wouldn't be okay with it is because I'm gonna have to rework Grid Gamble, and I really like this version of Grid Gamble with 11 teams. I don't know. I'm really weird about F1 expanding even to just an 11th team because there's something that I've always liked about Formula, and I say always as in my time watching Formula 1, right? So not very long, but I've always liked kind of the exclusiveness is the wrong word, but the lack of drivers. Like NASCAR, when I was watching it, not a NASCAR podcast, back in the day, it was 43 cars, 43 different drivers. Yeah, there were teams, but it was just a lot of drivers. And I never knew the names of every single driver racing. Formula One, I think that's also done a really good job of helping it grow as much as it had, especially in America. There's just not a lot of people that you have to memorize or know, and they all have their very individual personalities, which feels weird to say because people as individuals all have their own personalities, but these drivers all kind of fit into their own archetype too. And I think that that has unknowing un, unknowingly,
Yeah.
it's created a very specific type of culture in Formula One or atmosphere to where it's very easy to come in, pick a favorite driver or pick a favorite team, and it's just every team has two drivers, their teammates, that's it. It's very simplistic, but there's a lot of depth there. And I mean 12 teams versus 10 teams versus 11 teams, it's not that much. What worries me is a slow expansion like we've seen in American sports with
Yeah.
playoffs where like where does it stop? You know, it's like, oh, there's 12 teams. What if we try 13 or 14 teams? I don't like expansion as a concept. It scares me. And this is all me just being scared of something that might not even happen.
Yeah. I think in the Concord Agreement, though, they have, I think 12 is the maximum. So I think in the Concord Agreement, which is like their collective bargaining agreement, so to speak, I believe
Mhm.
12 is their maximum. I could be wrong on that,
But
but
even if it
that,
is, that stuff can always be reworked or redone or whatever. And
yeah,
granted, I'm sure there's going to be more pushback from people in Formula One than there are people in college football or college basketball or NFL anywhere here. But still, it there's a little tiny part of me that's a little worried that it's just gonna expand more, which again, 12 isn't a big number, and I understand that. 24 drivers, is it 24? Yeah, 24 math.
wow,
24 drivers isn't too many drivers, but it sounds like too many drivers when you say it that way, you know?
yeah, yeah, because you would have to rework qualifying and stuff,
And
right?
they've already had to rework qualifying, just adding one more team.
Yeah, because well, unless they still keep the top 10 and up, but yeah, they would just, I don't know, it would be a little different, and I'd be okay with it for more if there has more racing. But the only thing downside I could think of is the point system.
Mhm.
Going because it's the top 10, which was half the grid, which was fine. Now it's the whatever the math ends up being, like not the top 10 or top 50%, but like 40%, 45%, whatever of the grid can get points or whatever. But I don't know. At that point, do we if you have 12 teams, do we switch it to top 12 get points?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. That's the other thing I like too is the top 10 getting points just makes sense. Just
Yeah.
on the surface. Like it's all it's very nice math.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy math.
And like
Yeah.
you want to be in the top 10. You always want to be in the top 10. Racing, top 10, top 10, top 10. Who cares if you're in the top 12? Being
Yeah.
finishing 11th and 12th and getting points for it doesn't feel it feels dumb. It just
Yeah.
feels dumb.
It's like basketball's going on right now. It's like, oh, we're in the play-in tournament. It's like, yeah, but it's not playoffs. It is, but it
Yeah,
isn't.
it's a play in and then it's a play in for a play in. I will never get into NBA. And a lot of the reason is because their playoffs, when they do get there, last for 2 months.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's too long. It's too long.
No. I
You
love
shouldn't
it.
have that many teams in a playoff. That doesn't make any sense.
We only have eight, eight on each side, so 16.
It's too many.
Eh. It's fine. My team's good. We're good. We're good. We're number one.
Hmm. More things coming out. In the wake of the war still happening, very much still happening. The F2 calendar was cut down until now. F2 will be joining F1 at Miami and Montreal. They've been added. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, when you sent me this, I didn't, because I don't follow F2 that much. I don't have that much fan with, as I like to
Hmm.
say. I didn't know
Understandable.
they didn't race there.
Yeah, it's F2 obviously has a shorter schedule than F1, and there's select weekends where sometimes they race and sometimes it's just an F1 weekend. And I like that they're going to both of these tracks because I mean these drivers in F2, it's a handful of them are going to end up racing them in F1 anyway, and it's a good experience. And honestly, I like the tracks better. I said it. I like Miami.
Hmm. I don't know if that's a hot take. That's just a mediocre take, maybe? I don't
Hmm.
know.
I mean, Montreal is incredible. I love Canada. Canada is one of my favorite races on the grid.
I don't think you can find someone that hates Canada.
Yeah.
Well, the track.
Hmm.
But I love Canada. It's a great track. That last, the Champions Corner. Oh, that's such a difficult corner.
It really is. It's one of it's
It's
so
one of
good.
the corners.
It is one of the corners. Lance Stroll is one of the drivers, and
Ooh.
he made his GT3 World Challenge Europe debut this last weekend at the Circuit de Paul Ricard, which is one of my least favorite circuits to ever exist. He raced in the Pro Cup division with Aston Martin in Kama Toyo Racing. His teammates were Roberto Meri and Mari Boya. They finished overall 44th
Okay.
with a time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 4.458 seconds. They did 157 laps, I believe. And there was a lot of people, me included, right away when I first saw it, knee jerk reaction, dunking on Lance, right? And I
Okay.
guess I wasn't dunking on Lance, but I saw the results and all these penalties, like for blue flags and track infringements. And it was very easy for people to be like, oh, Lance Stroll sucks. But if you really dig into it, you realize that all those penalties were combined with all three drivers of the teams. The track limit penalties were like everybody was getting those because of some rework, I guess, with what GT World did.
Hmm.
And the blue flag system was also completely reworked. I think Lance Stroll had one blue flag infraction, but all of the narrative and things coming out were just obviously trying to focus on making Lance look bad. But at the end of the day, it was Lance's first time doing GT endurance racing, and I think he finished. He
Yeah.
finished. That's good.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's not much more you can ask for a driver, but like, especially on an off week, that's not his cup of tea. GT compared to F1 is way different. The amount of
Uh-huh.
downforce in an F1 car is something you do not feel in a GT3 car. So big props to him just for even doing it. So uh I don't know. I guess I haven't seen any interviews come out from him. Did he enjoy it? Is it something he wants to do more?
I guess I haven't seen anything from his side on it either. That's on me. I guess I could have looked. But
Yeah, same.
I do think it's a good branch for him to go off to. If he decides that he's done with Formula 1, and we had kind of talked about this last week too. I think GT3 is kind of a good exit ramp for him. It's like Max Verstappen, but a different side of that coin, where I think if Lance can put himself in a situation where he enjoys racing where he's racing with the people he's racing with, I think he will elevate.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've seen it. There's drivers that have sucked in Formula One that have gone on to do really well in GT or endurance or IMSA, wherever, Indy. Sometimes F1 is just hard. It's just hard. F1 is really hard.
See, yeah, it's F1 is hard, and I think the pressure of F1 is what makes it even harder. It's not
Hmm.
necessarily the car and the competition, like that has something to do with it, but you have such a spotlight on you, and there's such a narrative for Formula One that is the pinnacle of motorsports. You know, the bougie attitude that you have to be the top driver, and if you aren't the top driver in Formula One, then why are you even there? There's somebody else that could do it better than you. There's an old basketball player. I forget his name.
Allen Iverson.
No, but close. Brian Scalabrine.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Closer. Brian Scalabrine. He
Okay.
was not that very good in NBA, and a lot of people would always try to give him crap for it. And he said, "I'm closer to Michael Jordan than you are to me." And he would face them one on one in a basketball, just on street ball or whatever.
Mhm.
And I think there was one time he got scored a point on. Other than that, he would never let anybody score on him because he's on that upper echelon. He's played in the NBA. He's really good, and that's what kind of related to this. Like Lance Stroll is in F1. He's really good.
Even the worst F1 driver is better than we would be driving Formula One, and I
Exactly.
begrudgingly even say that about Nikita Mazepin.
Yeah. Like he was there for a
He could
reason.
outrace me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He the only reason he can outrace you is because of the clouds. He knows. But yeah, it's the worst Formula One driver is still better than like the best Formula Three driver, or whatever,
1,000%. And I mean, I get really defensive over Lance because at the end of the day, like, yeah, he says some things and he does some things. What driver doesn't? Sometimes it's heat of the moment. But at the end of the day, I do just want him to be comfortable with where he's at, you know?
Yeah. My biggest complaint with Lance is he just doesn't seem like he wants to be. He just seems
Mhm.
like he just like, my dad's making me do this.
I think he might have this is total speculation, right? I don't know Lance, and this is just what I am thinking out of nowhere. It seems like maybe he's just gotten bored of Formula One, maybe just being where he's at with Aston and this, and this. Maybe like he's a racer. He has an ego and he has that competitive spirit,
Hmm.
as all racers do. And if your heart's suddenly not in it, then that's when you start branching out to GT3 and other series just to
Yeah.
try to find that back.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, also like everything that's going on with Aston Martin and everything, he also has Fernando Alonso as a team. That cannot
Yeah.
be easy.
No.
Like that guy is like I don't know. That would drive me insane to have him as a teammate. Like because the competitiveness on Fib,
Mhm.
like I can imagine the stress for that.
Gonna shift gears again
Ooh.
and talk about McLaren. Just a little tidbit. We've been getting teases from McLaren and their camp. Apparently, they have Andrea, Stella, the aforementioned maybe getting
Mm.
poached by Ferrari, has maybe had a breakthrough with the management of energy and the deployment with the Mercedes power unit alongside weight improvements, and they believe that it has allowed them to close in on Mercedes. I am doing my best to temper my expectations because I'm going to be honest, Lewis. No part of me has set the bar for McLaren to win another championship this season just because Mercedes scares me. I would be fine with McLaren finishing third in the constructors, like ideally second, but I think Mercedes and Ferrari are kind of too competitive.
Yeah.
So my bar, I guess, for McLaren is to finish third in the constructor. So I'm just doing my best not to give myself hope that maybe Lando or Oscar are going to make some kind of insane run again.
Yeah, it's I'm hoping they can do something because I want to see more competition up top. But
Hmm.
like also it's not like they were just some pubs making they were still doing pretty good. Like so
Oh
that
yeah,
they found another gear there. That's insane.
that's all there is right now. It's just rumors and
Yeah.
speculations as upgrades and stuff usually are. It's PR mostly, but I mean I believe that they did it. I can't wait to see how that is on the track. And unfortunately, we still have another 2.5 weeks before we see it. I will be a married man by the time Formula One is racing again.
Ooh, look at you go.
Hmm. Speaking of Mercedes, though, the FIA, and this is according to the race, have banned a trick used by Mercedes and Red Bull power units in qualifying, one which earned an estimated 50 kilowatts to 100 kilowatts advantage. I don't I've been watching a lot of these guys on YouTube. They're based in Australia and they rebuild JDM cars.
Okay.
And it's the first time I've heard the words kilowatts used in engine terms. So I still don't fully understand what that means.
Hmm. For kilowatt hours?
Yeah, I guess that's tied to the electrical systems, but
Yeah.
either way, I wonder what the trick was, and I wonder why Mercedes and Red Bull found it, but nobody else seemed to find it.
So like from my understanding, kilowatt hours is the it's like horsepower. It's the amount of energy put out. Like if you like, yeah, it's the amount of energy pushed out. So if like 1 kilowatt hours means you kilowatt per hour over an hour, like kind of like miles per hour.
Mhm.
That's my understanding of it. So if they were finding ways to get more, I don't, I'm not a big. I barely could figure out 12 volts for electricity for a synthesizer. So
Uh-huh. I it's one of those things where I don't know anything about it, but the FIA banned something that Mercedes and Red Bull was using, so I had to talk about it. I just don't know what exactly I'm talking about.
yeah, so like, thought up with this.
I'll admit that. I don't get it, but cool
Yeah,
or
like
bad.
I think like or so quick Google 100 kilowatts equals about 134 mechanical horsepower.
Mhm.
So they were gaining an estimated of like 104 horsepower extra.
But only during qualifying.
So I wonder how they found that. So anywhere between 67, got kids, uh, to 100 kilowatt hours, or to whatever, 134 horsepower they were gaining, which is quite of a big jump.
A lot of horses.
That is a lot of horses. That's like 2 Miatas.
It is like 2 Miatas, you're right.
Just 2 Miatas just pushing those Red Bulls and Mercedes around.
I like the idea of 2 Miatas just behind Max and George.
It's like Santa's sleigh just
Mhm.
pulling the. There we go. That's how we slow them down. If you win a race, you have to tie a Miata to the back of your. Every race is another Miata.
It's like a tractor pull, but with Miatas and F1 cars.
Yeah, it's the only way Aston has a chance this year.
So we had talked earlier about drivers finding success and doing other things in other series who came from F1, and Mick Schumacher is probably no exception. Now, I haven't been paying as much attention to Indy this season as I would hope to. My bandwidth and getting ready for the wedding, and there's a lot happening in my life. But I did see this on Twitter the other day. Mick Schumacher is bringing a Liquid Death themed livery to Long Beach, sponsored, not themed, I guess. That's the wrong word. Liquid Death is sponsoring Mick Schumacher at Long Beach for the race, which is one of those classic Indy races, right?
Yes.
And it looks sick as hell. I'm a Liquid Death drinker. I love their teas. I drink Dead Billionaire all the time. It's essentially an Arnold Palmer because it's got Liquid Death. I like the Liquid Death teas because it's not really a whole lot of sugar. They use some stevia, but it's a lot of vitamins and they try to make it like a healthier alternative to like your Arizonas or whatever. And I've been trying to cut back on drinking soda too. And their flavored water, they even have a whole line of water where it's like root beer flavored and Dr. Pepper flavored and Pepsi flavored. And those have done a lot to help me. If I get that craving for that bubbly acidity, I just grab one of those seltzer waters that tastes vaguely like root beer, and it's enough to tide me over. All of this to say, I really like this. It's really cool.
The livery, I really, I'm not gonna lie. First time I saw it, when you sent it to me on Twitter, I had very quick flashbacks to Rich Energy.
Uh huh.
Like that's why I was like, oh no, like, and
That's
then I was like,
fair.
oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, I had like that non flashback. I'm like, oh no, it's back, they're back. But no, it's really cool. I'm really excited that like a big name like Liquid Death is involved with Mick, and it's I haven't been following either. I don't know how well he's been doing, but it's yeah, it's always nice to see him like get sponsorships and show that he's doing good. You know, that's what I'm. excited for him and try to not make a known name for himself because it's kind of hard with the last name Schumacher.
Hmm.
But I mean, to make his own path, because in Formula One it'd be hard to do because hey, you're Ralph's son. But yeah, my thoughts
Uh,
on it.
so mixed season so far. St. Petersburg started 21, finished 25th. I think that's where he got taken
Yep,
out right away. Uh, Good Ranchers 250. He started fourth, finished 18th. Started 17th, finished 22nd. So I mean, he's getting there.
midfield.
I think that's
Started
fair to say.
fourth
He's
though.
getting there. Yeah, starting fourth is massive. He had 3
Huh.
pit stops. He raced for 1 hour 51 minutes, average speed of 133, and he got 12 points. So I mean, he's scoring points, and the only time he was taken out was the first race of the season. So I mean, that's consistent. That's solid.
Yeah, as long as he's finishing and getting experience and everything, that's awesome. Like I said, I love to see drivers go on to compete in other, especially like big name series.
Hmm. And I mean, people with the cachet of Schumacher's last name, because I mean, his whole deal was I think he wanted to get out of the shadow of his father in Formula One, and this is perfect for him. It's
Yeah,
still that open wheel racing, but it's a little more. It's different enough to I think to where it's kind of giving him his opportunity to earn his own merits.
yeah, I agree.
And finally, from seltzer water to pasta. Barilla, which as we know is the official pasta of Formula 1. Every time I see it on the track, I laugh because that's an insane thing. It's like so I'm the Colorado Rockies fan and I listen to the radio broadcasts and every once in a while they'll do an ad read for Treetop Applesauce, the official applesauce of the Colorado Rockies. What? It's the official applesauce of any MLB team. How many MLB teams have official applesauces? So things like that are really funny because you don't associate it, you know?
Yeah.
So Barilla, the official pasta of Formula One. Anyway, because of this partnership and sponsorship with F1, they have started selling racing wheel shaped pasta. It's you can get it at Walmart or wherever you
Yeah.
get your Barilla, I'm sure. I sent this to my fiance and I'm like, I want the Pirelli pasta.
The Pirelli pasta. I
So
love it.
I hope that they all cook the same, or if you cook it and then you eat it, it's like, oh no, that's a hard. I wanted the soft. No, there's the medium. Oh, the
Does it
super
come with
soft. I thought we got rid of you.
yeah, oh the ultras. Oh man. Oh man. Oh wow, these dissolved after 2 bites. Wow, these are not good this week. This is
It's
I I I'm assuming that like it's the old like because didn't they have wagon wheel ones?
yeah, I
Am I
think it
misremembering?
seems a lot like a repurpose.
Yeah, they just find an old stencil and they're like, oh yeah, hey, we should probably use it.
I think this is stupid and ridiculous and the exact kind of thing that I'm the target audience for.
Yeah, because now that we're talking about this, like it's like uh, we're talking about it, so like they won, like they got us. Like I now I want one.
Now, I want to take a minute and really just kind of delve into the design of this pasta shape, right? Do we think that this pasta noodle is an efficient form to transport the sauce from the plate to your mouth?
Oh God,
Because
no.
no. So I'm kind of going between because it's got the grooves, the ridges on the edge, right? Which is good. That picks up the sauce. And then it's got the internals in there, which would also hold the sauce. Now, granted, I it depends on how viscous your
Yeah,
sauce is.
that's what I was gonna say.
But I could see this pasta being kind of a sleeper for pasta as far as sauce retention goes.
Now, I think this pasta would be really good on a mac and cheese.
I agree.
Now, like a goulash or like a spaghetti knockoff type thing. Depends on how like the meat and some stuff will get stuck on there, but I feel like the sauce itself would have to go through. And then you get that point where you take garlic bread and you clean up your plate. That's fine.
Mhm.
But like a mac and cheese with this, my goodness, that will hold the cheese. And I feel like you're going to get a lot of cheese on that bite, kind of like it was shell. I'm a professional fat man. I've been a fat man my whole life. I think that'd be good with some mac and cheese.
I agree. I agree. I'm stoked for the Pirelli pasta, and I told my fiance if I find some, I will make us pasta one night using the tire pasta.
Now, is this going to be served at your wedding? Do you get to serve this out, and then like, do we have to do a pit stop for it?
You have to have you have to eat the hard and then the soft pasta
We
at
have to make a
least
change.
during the course of the
Yep.
wedding. You have to.
Okay. So then when I go to get a a new plate or whatever, I get the McLaren pit stop where they mess it up, and I just stuck there.
100%.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. And or we're gonna have the what is it, Sucker in 2021. I'm just gonna get somebody else's pasta on my plate too, and I gotta come back.
There's gonna be a moment where everybody comes in to get pasta and you stay out and you keep the pasta that you had, and then you're the only one who starts to eat before everybody else, but then they all eat faster than you could. Then
Yes,
you
and then
have to come in. This is a Lewis Hamilton reference.
yes,
I
and then
don't know how obvious that was.
or we could do the Albon in Australia of last year. I'm just gonna stay with my plate in the very end before the buffet's closed. I'm gonna go get more and be done again.
Mm. And much like that pasta, we are also done again. Lewis, I desperately need Formula One to come back.
I
I
can't
really
wait
do.
for I can't wait for the news that's going to come out in 12 hours because this is what happens. We finish recording and something's going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be something either incredible or I bet you know what? I bet in 12 hours from now, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna see that yes, Andrea Stella is gonna go to Ferrari starting next season.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like I was at work and I saw this. I'm like, what just happened? And like, I'm just like, this is unbelievable. Like we stop recording and something happens. So like, do we just take bets of like how big is it going to be? Is it like official Max Verstappen is done in 2028? Is that like the top echelon? Like nothing crazier than that.
Let's establish right now the formula scale. Okay,
Okay.
it's just a 1 to 5 scale, based on how big of the news we think it is. One
Okay.
being nothing, 10 being oh my god, Max retired, Lewis retired, and Fernando retired all at the same time.
Okay. You just said 1 to 5 scale, and then you gave a 1 end.
Sorry, 1 to 10. I meant 1 to 10. 5 is the middle. So I'm gonna play it with a nice. I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go 4 on the
Ooh.
formula scale.
I really want to put a curveball out there and say nothing's gonna drop. I just want to throw that curveball out there and throw the ephus pitch out there.
Ah, the Evis.
No one throws the ephus like A Rod did. But or to A Rod. Anyways, I'm gonna go with the 6. I'm gonna go the opposite side of the scale.
All right. And join us next week when we find out what happened 12 hours from now.
Such a good way to end it too.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Well, until then, I've been Nick. That's been Lewis. This has been Formula